listening to Downworlder Dish, a Shadowhunter Chronicles podcast.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 47, where we will be discussing chapter 10 in City of Glass, Fire and Sword. I'm Kristen.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Amanda.
Woo woo.
What?
All right.
Hi.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Uh-huh. There is no way that, okay, maybe it's because he's an owl and his beak is sharp. There's no way you can, like, chomp through a Tootsie Pop. Like that.
I mean, if an owl's beak can chomp through a mouse's skull, I think it can chomp through a
Yeah,
Tootsie
I just
Pop.
meant he's an owl, so he is able to, but, like, a normal human, you gotta have some, you know.
you gotta have some jaw.
You've
Some
been practicing
skills.
on ice cubes.
Ugh.
I don't want to bite it. I want to. I always try to like not, but then once you get to the that halfway point, it's almost like your mouth takes over and just does it for you.
I don't want it mixed in with my Tootsie Roll, so I wait to the end.
Okay.
I don't want those mixed together.
I haven't had one of those in I don't even know
Yeah,
how
me too.
long.
I always get Andy
forever.
the peppermint ones for his stocking. Those are good.
Peppermint?
Yeah,
They
they're
make
very
peppermint.
good. Yeah.
I grew up poor. Okay, we didn't get anything fancy.
Got them for my husband. Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. So, does everyone have their Christmas tree up?
Yes.
Mine's on the front porch. We haven't brought it inside yet.
Robin's done,
I'm done.
right?
Yeah.
You look stressed
We got our
out, but it's
tree.
beautiful.
Yeah, no, we, our topper wouldn't fit on it, so we're just going without, and I like it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. The branch up is just too high for it to,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really want to work because it's like 11 years old.
Yeah.
No, I think, it's almost, I don't know. Anyway, Omar keeps wanting to get a new one, and every year I'm like, quit making excuses to buy a new topper. Like, this is our topper. Move on with your life. And so this year it wouldn't work. Like, you had to, you know when your cell phone charger gets, like, wore out, so you have to, like, wrap it and twist it and then move it over weird and, like, kind of figure out what the magic spot is to make it turn on.
Because the wires inside are broken.
Yeah.
You gotta get them to touch the right way.
Exactly. The topper was like
Because
that.
it's a fire hazard. Yeah.
Whatever. I was like, quit
Danger.
making excuses. And he's like, it's literally broken. And I was like, no. You do this every year. Stop it.
So, Kristen, what kind of a tree do you get? Like, what fur?
So I used to always get, I can't remember, the one that's like super, super full and like has the big round, like I think it's like a Douglas fir.
That or a grand is stronger.
Grand fir.
Yeah,
I think might
that's
be the one. But this year we got a noble fir because I wanted it to look more sparse. Like I wanted there to be more space and stuff. And so we went up to this place up by our house called Tree Wiseman's.
Yeah.
Which is adorable.
Yeah.
And Jason cut down our tree, and it was great. And then we get it home, and it was like too tall.
Yes.
But there was enough of like that one that goes straight up to cut it off and not make it look weird.
That's cool.
So we made it fit, but yeah, we're not doing a topper this year either.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one that I liked enough.
Okay. Mine's a Santa.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm very like anal about my Christmas tree and stop. Okay, so my husband is standing off camera, so you can't see him, but he's going like this. He's like, "You're fucking crazy."
Yeah. I'm sure he's right.
Yeah, when we went, I felt really bad because when we went to go pick a tree, because we were walking through trying to find one that we liked, my daughter's like, she's like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, you're going to pick whatever tree you want anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a family event. And she's like, you don't care what we think. It's your tree. I was like, listen, you don't care about the tree either. You only care about the presents at the bottom of the tree. So if we're telling truths, let's tell all the truths.
She wants one that's high up so that there's plenty of space for big gifts.
Right.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Robin likes the nobles too.
Always.
Yeah.
And forever.
Yeah, I like a full one. I
How do
usually
you
get
put ornaments on it without them like popping off? Tell me.
I don't have very heavy ornaments, but at the top of
Yeah.
the tree it's stronger, which is where I want the special ones to be anyway. So they go towards the top.
You know, sometimes I wonder what it would be like to be the kind of person that would appreciate and really like be sentimental and want to keep like ornaments and like special, like, oh, my kid made these. I do not have that. Like, it just doesn't exist in my being.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want anything. That's ugly. That doesn't go. Like, that doesn't match the wrapping paper. There's a theme.
I have the first gift tag Audrey wrote in her own handwriting to us. We use that as an ornament for the tree.
That's a good
That
idea.
is so cute.
So that's us. And like this really weird, like crazy snowman thing she made when she was 3, like that's up there. And
I keep the good ones like that.
So
Yeah.
cute and like endearing, and I like obviously I know because you're a very sentimental person. Like I know that means a lot to you. I just don't. Those feelings don't exist.
they're gone. They're void. Each year we put less and less, like, because we bought a pack of ornaments that are like red and brown and gold or whatever. Each year we put less and less of those on there.
Yeah.
So it's
with young kids, of course.
Yeah, and I
So you have all the like each year you add more like family ones. That's cute.
So we buy one every year. Like we bought like a fish the year my grandma died, so we could remember her. And then Omar bought me Harry Potter ornaments last year for my birthday, so those are up there. And then stuff the kids make, and we still remember. Like each time we put it on the tree, we talk about it. Like, oh, this is the ornament we got when you were first born.
Great.
And then we'll put them up there. And the kids,
so sweet.
Yeah, the kids were playing with them and stuff. It was nice.
Yeah.
Aww.
We were never able to touch the Christmas tree as kids either. Like
ours was
at
always
all.
homemade stuff.
So it's and I always really wanted to help. So I just make sure the kids have the opportunity if they're into it.
Yeah. You're such a good mom.
Sometimes.
I allow Bryn to help me put them on.
If she puts them in the spot you want them to go.
Here, I made a spot for you.
direct her.
I always used to let the kids do the back when they were little.
I used to let Bryn do them, and then when she would go like into the other room, I would fix them.
Yep.
There was one year though. Okay, you know what? He's tattling on me. He's like, you still do that. There was one year, remember in the apartment that when we lived next door to you, when we had the baby tree?
On top of the table or whatever?
Yeah, I let Bryn decorate that thing however she wanted. She got to pick out the ornaments. She got to put it all together. And it stayed there until 4th of July.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was it a real tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you threw it over
was
the
still green.
balcony, right? When you
Yes,
were
you
done.
did.
Yep. I did. I gave it back to nature.
That's right.
We should.
I
We'll
took
post.
the lights off.
That's great.
That's good. When we get all of our trees in, we'll post a picture of them sliding.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Mine's going to have a huge baby gate around it because I just can't with Lincoln. I just can't this year. Like, he's been pretty good with some of the decorations and stuff, but I know the tree, it's going to come down on top of him. That's just my kid.
Right.
So
That's fair.
You'll see mine with a big baby gate.
My kids decorate. Like
Dude,
I
might
haven't
need to
moved
get one
anything.
for the cats.
That's so cool.
What? Say that again?
I haven't
You
moved
haven't moved
anything. That's how the kids put them up there, and we put them up there. So I'm a little bottom heavy, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Has Sushi tried to attack the tree?
She likes to play with the ornaments that hang at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
But we keep redirecting her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The cats keep trying to eat the tree.
Yeah.
Eat it. I heard
And I'm
that
like,
orange
stop.
peel helps because cats don't like oranges apparently. I don't
Okay.
know.
So I'm making orange garland today, so maybe because it's gonna go on the tree, so maybe that'll help.
Good idea.
Deter them. I had never heard of that, but it works. I'm down to try.
Yep. Don't smell bad, so.
Right?
Very cool. Yeah, we're excited. Yeah, we're putting ours in the family room this year instead of in the formal living room, so I get to enjoy it.
Aww.
Yeah. We got a small one. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna tell you we do have a little bit of Shadowhunter news that's not about our personal Christmas preferences. Presents? What? So Cassandra Clare posted on Twitter, I saw it this yesterday morning, a link to either the first chapter or like several excerpts, like extended excerpts for Chain of Iron. So if y'all didn't know, if you're not on the Twitters,
now you know.
Go check it out. Yeah, exactly.
The Twitterverse.
Yes. Dude, I don't ever go on Twitter like and scroll because I don't understand how you could possibly see anything worthwhile because there's just so much.
Yeah.
But like I get push notifications for certain things. So like my news alerts and anything by Cassandra Clare, I get like a notification. So then I'll go on Twitter and look at whatever she posted.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
That makes sense. I've
Cool
been really digging the people that are sending us their year-end review stuff on Spotify and stuff.
Dude.
It's been great. We love
so
seeing
exciting.
It. Yes.
I'm really upset at Spotify because they didn't mine didn't have anything to do with podcasts in it. Mine was all just music or whatever. My year in review.
Mine gave me music and podcasts.
Probably because the only podcast I listen to is ours. I don't.
Right.
It's just not on their radar.
I'm so
yeah,
old.
and I don't listen on Spotify, so
it
wasn't
was
on mine, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's really interesting and cool that anybody would like listen to us more than another podcast. I'm like, wait, you don't want to listen to people who know what they're doing?
We know what we're doing.
You mean a podcast that always puts stuff out on time?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
You mean people who don't lose and corrupt their entire episode files and have to redo it?
Dude,
We've had
I'm
to do
sure
that
this
too many
happened
times.
To everyone in 2020 at some point.
Right?
Yeah, the Ouija board didn't get shut off when someone was done with it. Like, stuff's in the air.
Leave us
For
alone.
real. Someone opened a portal and they haven't closed it yet. We need...
It was Clary.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need Clary to fucking fix her shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe not, because she probably lost her stele, so she couldn't do it.
Right. Of
she
course.
found one that wasn't dead yet. Like, someone had thrown it away, but it had a little charge left.
Right.
Yeah, she opened a portal to another dimension and the demon hordes came. All right, folks, what do you say we cut the chit-chat and kick things off with Robin's recap?
Previously on Downworlder Dish.
Jace and Clary make their way down Beating's windy, smelly, damp hole, passageway. They pass bones and blood and come to a figure draped in a white cloth. Somehow, Jace is able to reach through the rune barrier and remove the cloth, revealing a fallen angel, Ithuriel. Not even a fallen angel, a trapped angel.
Yeah.
A kidnapped?
Kidnapped.
An angel napped
Hostage angel.
Hostage angel. He shows them that Ithuriel is his name. He shows them the images from Beating and Jocelyn's past, including how Jace was tainted by demon blood from his father. Clary is able to break the chains from Ithuriel, and Jace hands him the Seraph Blade he named after him, and he turns it on himself. The manor house crumbles to the ground, and Jace throws Clary out of the window, and they tumble together down a hill of glass. They have a brief moment of passion before Clary calls things off, realizing that Jace is using their relationship to fuel his angsty emo emotions. The two make their way back to the city on foot because once again Clary lost her stele. Not even her stele, Jace's stele.
Yeah.
Hours later, they arrive to see the city alight with flames.
I like it.
Flames. Fire.
Fire.
Sorry.
It's that moment in a scary movie when the character's intuition starts to show. That classic eerie calm before the chaos scene, if you will. The camera opens to a disquieted Isabel, silhouetted in the window, bathed in moonlight, brow furrowed. Isabel is beginning to think Jace might not just be out for a walk, and Alec is doing all he can to appear superior. Alec explains that it's just Jace's way. Trademark, CW channel. New episodes airing Thursdays, 8/7 Central. Isabel's kicking around the idea that Jace might have got lost. I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a fucking straight face.
Right?
He knows New York, but not Alicante. And Aline reminds them, none too nicely, by the way, that Jace actually grew up in Idris and probably knows the city better than the Lightwoods.
Ooh, burn.
Okay, so quickie sidebar. Jace grew up on the Wayland Country Estate, so he grew up in Idris. And since we've established that Valentine had a few choice servants, like Valentine and those servants were the only companions that Jace had for those 10 years growing up. And like his dad couldn't have walked into Alicante. So it's not like, I don't think Jace spent any time in the city. However, I mean, yeah, so like I think it's safe to assume that Valentine was not like showing his face because like he would have been tried for war crimes. But I will concede that Valentine is definitely an ass, and he probably made him study a map of Alicante, and therefore, yeah, he probably does know where everything is and can give you directions in 6 different languages.
Yeah.
It's like that social studies where you have to write the capitals on
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah.
But he was naming the streets in Alicante.
Right.
Like, that was his homework.
Well,
Yep.
okay, so someone obviously had to go to the store and get food and stuff, like the bathtub of spaghetti. So maybe Jace got to go to the store sometimes with the servant people or whatever,
I
but maybe
doubt
those
it.
people were people that were in the circle, obviously.
Yeah.
So maybe they couldn't be seen either. So I wonder how.
Walmart grocery delivery.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yep.
But Jace also did say that he had never met another kid his age until he
Yeah.
met Alec. So I think that he was just like, he had to stay in the manor house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to go check on your child?
He's just saying, oh, man, he's fine.
I couldn't hear him,
Oh, okay.
which is when I realized I should probably take this off. Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
That
I
is
love
not applicable to this moment. So Izzy's ruby pendant pulse once, which freaks her out because it usually only does that when demons are present. But that's impossible because it's Alicante, and we all know demons can't get into the city.
I'm raising my hand because I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, since Magnus is half demon, do you think it ever, like, is just kind of, like, a little bit illuminated when he's around?
I think from what she's saying that like that no, it's like only when demons
Okay.
are around.
Okay.
Like a full demon.
Full demon. Full blood.
Like
full blooded.
a legit demon.
Registered with papers.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're in Isabel's point of view, and we get a rare glimpse into her head, and get to see like the direct effect of becoming close to Clary, and what that's like had on her
Internal monologue.
yeah, and her thought process. So she's not chained by the envy she once had for Aline, because Aline is small and delicate and beautiful, and you know.
Grass is always greener.
This is what girls are for. Like friendship and camaraderie and sisterhood. Hashtag fuck the patriarchy. Like whatever. So Izzy concludes that he, in fact, did not go for a walk. No shit, Sherlock. And she's like, duh, we all know where he went. Like,
Yeah.
really? Apparently, Clace is about as subtle as a grenade because Aline easily deciphers Isabel's super secret spy code. Guys, it was Clary. He went to see Clary. I know, shocking.
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh, ah. Aline asks where Clary is staying. And Izzy is a bit snippy, and she throws the question over to Sebastian, who they all know was with Clary earlier that day. And okay, I kind of love that Izzy has gone from super friendly to borderline hostility with Sebastian. And since we're in her point of view, we know it's not just because he's started moving in on Clary, but it's because he's like too nice, and she's like, something doesn't, you don't seem like you ever get mad. Like there's something wrong with you. And he totally took one of Max's mangas without asking, which is really rude.
Yeah, he seems like he gives creeper vibes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Not into it.
So Alec, Isabel, Sebastian, and Aline discuss Clace's relationship, all of them varying levels of in the know, and Sebastian and Aline agree that Jace is way too overprotective. Like, if you only knew. Aline chimes in with, quote, "He should back off. It can't be good for her, being so overprotected. The look on her face when she walked in on us, it was like she'd never seen anyone kissing before. I mean, who knows? Maybe she hasn't." And he's like, yeah, she has. Jace laid it down good in the Sealy court.
We were all there to see it.
So I love how she thinks about it, and then she's like, I try not to think about it.
Yeah, right. Totally.
So the topic of conversation is derailed by Max, who is none too pleased with Sebastian for getting handsy with his stuff. And Sebastian gives the book back, no problem. But I think it's interesting that he doesn't apologize at all. He just says, oh, here you go, kid. Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, like you would think would be your knee-jerk reaction.
Or even like a follow-up, I didn't think you'd mind.
Right.
Uh-huh.
He just, like that's weird.
Yeah.
That's suspicious. I don't like
That's
it.
sus.
Yes. Exactly.
God, we're so cool.
Right? Isabel tells Max he needs to be in bed.
Jeez.
But he's like, dude, there were noises up on the hill that woke me up. And then he hesitates a moment before asking if people ever climb the demon towers. And Aline chimes in that climbing the demon towers is definitely against the law. And besides, who would want to? Like, okay, not me now because I'm terrified of heights. But when I was a teenager, yeah. Definitely.
It's funny that you went from being like cool with it to being terrified of heights.
Well, I never liked heights, but like I didn't get like vertigo and get like really freaked out. And
I was going to say this is like the water tower in that 70s show.
Exactly.
It's the demon towers in Alicante.
Exactly.
Yeah, kids climb up there all the time.
right?
No big deal.
They drink moonshine.
Moonshine. So Isabel was about to take Max back up to bed when her pendant pulsed again. And a split second later, a demon smashed in the window and pulled Aline out.
Oh my
Holy
God, dude.
Crap.
Terrifying.
Yes.
So suddenly, everyone is in motion. Well, almost everyone. Isabel dashes for her electrum whip, ordering Sebastian to not just stand there and to get weapons, you moron. Alec has a hold of a struggling Max and is working on getting him to safety.
Where is safety? If they came in and snatched him through the window, like
maybe upstairs.
under the floorboards, do you have a storm
In a
cellar?
closet?
Do you have a secret wine cellar that could house an angel?
Probably. Although there's probably wine in it. Actually,
Angel's the name of the wine. Yes, I do have a secret cellar.
This wine's named Dr. Ethereal.
oh,
Too soon. I just meant like his blood.
That's not what I meant. I just like him so much.
It's like Goldschlager.
Shots.
Shots. Oh, shoots.
Okay, so check, and check. With that bit of business handled, it's time for Mama to kick some ass. And I have to mention, have I mentioned lately that I want to be Isabel when I grow up?
Dude, love her.
For real.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting to know more of her. And now she's officially a character, right? Because we have her POV.
Right?
She was the very first POV.
Oh,
in the
that's
books, we
right. That's
decided.
right. That.
But after that.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
solidifies it.
Yep.
So, Like something out of the 2000s Fox show Dark Angel, Izzy hikes up her skirt, kicks away the broken glass, and jumps out of the fucking window, landing Superman style on the walkway below. Wow. I loved Dark Angel.
Never watched it.
Yeah, I don't even know what
it was so good. All jokes aside, I want to learn how to do that. Like, for real.
I think it's going to take some practice.
I think I will never be motivated enough to practice.
Yeah.
But I want to.
Yeah. I'd get stuck in the windowsill. If my legs are too short, I just wouldn't clear it.
Robin got one leg over. She's like, can somebody help me, please?
What happens when I try to do the baby gate step over?
That's true. We did that at a customer's house once.
Yep.
So she heads down the walkway toward the canal in search of Aline. Movement in the shadows has her jumping down to the causeway below the bridge. So, okay, in my mind, the way that this is described, it's like there's the bridge over the canal, but then there's like a walkway on either side of the canal that goes under the bridge. Like, have you ever been to San Antonio?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the river walk?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it goes underneath some of those like
That's cool.
walkway bridges, right?
Okay.
So I think it's like that, where it's down by the water, but it's underneath the bridge. Like,
Interesting.
On the boardwalk.
I was say down by the bay.
so Aline is there, unconscious on the ground, with a huge skilled lizard demon on top of her. Izzy lashes out with her whip, and the demon turns his attention to her, and it's on like Donkey Kong.
So she has a whip.
Right? The demon flicks its tongue out and, gross, quote, a long forked tongue shot from its upper mouth, probing for Isabel's face. There was a bulb on the end of it, she saw, a sort of stinger, like a scorpion's. Thanks, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't like the probing. Second mouth, maybe. Probing? Nah.
I don't like that on the end of a forked tongue, there's like a bulbous stinger.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. It's like she wrote qualities like of animals on pieces of paper and then just like grabbed a handful and is like, this is what makes this demon.
Yeah, she just like cut up their arms and legs and different parts of them and created one with paper.
Right? Just paper mache in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Isabel fights off the lizard beast, lopping off that super gross tongue while she's at it, and the demon tucks tail and runs straight into Aline's dagger.
Yes.
Yes. So the demon crumbled to the ground at Aline's feet and vanished, and Izzy tried to call out to her, but Aline turned and ran. And Isabel followed, but lost her when she came up the stairs to Princewater Street. A close-up shot of Isabel's stunned face pans out, the frame widening to include a street full of people, demons, and even bodies. A voiceover rises above the din of chaos. Quote, all the adults were in the guard. Down in the city were only children, the old, and the sick. End scene. Except not really, because there's more and Amanda has to pick that up.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. So, hundreds of demons flooded the mean streets of Alicante. Isabel froze and watched all the madness as a demon started to attack a young boy. She heard someone yelling about the demon towers. Are they towers? Plural, right? Demon towers. Yeah, there's two. Anyway, so they were no longer illuminated and somehow had lost their magic, is what it said. And I feel like Alec will be super pissed to hear someone refer to it as magic.
He pops up regardless of where it is. Shadowhunters don't wield magic.
Like from the corner of the screen.
He's like the peripheral vision, always off to your side.
He's the paperclip from Microsoft.
Yes! Do you need any help? No, paperclip, go away. But I have to point out that I think it's a little annoying that he's the one that's so like not magic when he's fucking dating a warlock, okay? Or was, or whatever they are, okay? He's into it.
He is.
So anyway, the protection from the wards was no longer in place. So that was really intense. I'm over it. Let's go over to Simon's point of view, shall we? I don't know. Whatever.
You're
we
into
have to.
it.
All
Yeah.
right. So suddenly Simon heard screaming. And I'm pretty sure, by the way, I think he was sleeping again. So he looks out the window and noticed that the city looked dimmer than usual. There was a cloud above the towers and he could smell smoke. So he woke up Samuel, telling him something's wrong. And just then, people started fleeing the guard, yelling about the wards being down. And one person pointed out that they couldn't abandon the guard, but they were like, but bro, our kids are down there. Like, to hell with the prisoners. My kids are there. I'm going. Bye. And Simon is like, Samuel, the wards. Samuel, the wards are down. And Samuel's a badass and he gives no shits. He's like, yeah, I heard. Valentine attacked the city while the clave was in session. What a smart guy.
Ugh.
Yeah. Fuck. Simon asks Samuel why the Shadowhunters didn't all pile into the guard since it's fortified, which I find interesting that Simon knows, but okay. Anyway, I guess he's learned a few things while he's been in the building. Mm-hmm. Samuel reminds him that the person talking about... Samuel reminds him of the person talking about their kids. They have to go protect their children. Like, they're not just going to abandon them. So Simon recalls Samuel saying that he had told the clave that this would happen and once again wants to know why they wouldn't believe him. Dude. Anyway, Samuel explains that the wards are a protection from the angel, and it's basically like the Shadowhunter religion to believe in that protection. So then...
Gulp.
Yeah. That's over.
Something smells a little coldy in here.
So Simon smells fire, and while giving Samuel the play-by-play, tells him that he thinks that the city is on fire. And Samuel's like, yeah, probably. That was probably V-Tang. And it's probably not the city, it's the guard. And it's probably demon fire. So I want to know, question time, do you guys know what the difference between demon fire and regular demon or fire is? Oh, yeah. Because I feel like there's demon something for everything. Like demon desk, demon bed, demon sushi. How could anything be worse than regular fire? Maybe it's like way hotter? I don't know.
Or like it can't be put out by water.
Yeah, okay. Like it needs oil. Just kidding. It's opposite. Yeah.
This fire gets put out by breathing on it. It needs oxygen.
Yes, yeah. So
demon fire is what engulfed the Pacific Northwest.
Dude, for real. So while Kristen reads for that, I'm going to go on. Boom. Simon is like, well, they better get us out of here quickly. Samuel's just chilling and is like, bro, you're a Downworlder and I'm a traitor. Ain't nobody coming for us.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep. There are far more important people that need saving. So then we have to go back to the shit show down in the city. Down on the boardwalk. See, it came back. Alec is shaking Isabel, trying to get her attention because she's just like... It's almost like she's never been in battle before. She's seeing so much going on, and I'm sure she just can't believe it's happening. And,
right.
You know. And he finally snaps her out of it and tells her that they have to get off the streets. And he also asks where Aline is. And Izzy, still taking in the horror happening around them, she tried to explain what happened with Aline, but was turning frantic. And so we kind of go, I think, into her POV for a second, and she regains control of herself. She's like, you are Isabel Lightwood. Like, get a hold of yourself. So then she's finally able to explain to Alec that a demon attacked them, but Aline took off afterward. Which, it's weird to explain that a demon attacked them, because obviously he knows that, because it got her while they were still in the fucking house.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway.
He's like, go on.
Yeah, I know. I guess she's so confused. She forgot where to start. So anyway, they start talking about like how this could happen, blah, blah, blah. And then they realize they need to move before more demons come back. And as they walk up like the Penhollow steps, there was a woman that had been across the street just crying. I assume some of her family or someone had died. And a fucking demon comes up and he's like an octopus and he just like grabs her and eats her. Okay, I don't remember if he eats her or not, but I'm like, damn, Daniel, that sounds horrific. Any luck? Did they talk about it at all? Was it talked about?
I could not find demon fire in the codex.
Interesting.
On the wiki?
Maybe that would help. Yeah, wiki. So Alex says that he doused the lights in the house so that they wouldn't gain attention. So again, we're coming back to the witch lights. So like he turned them off. They obviously were lighting up the house, so no one was touching them. Excuse me, I just don't get it. Like they sound like candles. I don't know. So anyway, poor baby Max is terrified and curled up on the floor while Sebastian was nailing logs to the windows. So while they check on Max, Sebastian asks about Aline, and Isabel starts to say that it's her fault that Aline like ran away, and Alec interrupts her saying that without Izzy she'd be dead, but like we don't have time for you and feeling bad for yourself. Like we got to move on with this. So Alec decides,
how would it be her fault?
yeah,
Like she didn't reach her in time?
like maybe because
she couldn't catch her when she ran off.
Yeah. Okay.
Or, Izzy was standing in front of the window just seconds before Aline was, so.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah. That's totally
But
mean.
they're both alive.
Right.
Yeah.
There is nothing on demon. There's not
Not
an
attached.
entry on demon fire.
All
So
right.
you get to make your own.
It's gets put out with oil. It's opposites. Okay. So Alec is going to go after Aline, and Isabel insists on going with him since she doesn't think he should be alone, which I agree. But he pulls the adult card, and he has a really good point. He's saying that basically they all need to try to stay in one place so they don't get distracted, is what I was going to say, separated. Anyway, so Sebastian, it's funny, I'm having a hard time saying his name. Robin was having a hard time typing it.
I just got lazy.
She called him Seb.
Seb.
So Sebastian announces that he will work on warding the house with marks, and Alec thanks him. Max points out that Izzy is bleeding, so she gets up to go grab her stele also because Sebastian says he's not great with marks, so she's going to help him also. And so she gets upstairs and she grabs her stele and a few weapons because she's badass like that. And she starts thinking about Alec leaving. It's very sad to think that they could, it's terrible to say, like, could happen to anyone, I guess.
Right.
Anything can happen. But knowing that they're going out and specifically facing danger is terrible.
Right.
It would be very hard as a parent.
Yeah, I don't
can't
know how
imagine.
they do that.
Yeah. Okay, back to Isabel. She wonders if maybe the reason she had such hatred for Mundies is because she was jealous of their simple way of life.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't blame. Like, it's weird though also it seems like a lot of them hate just normal Mundy people.
Yeah, because they're jelly.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Or they think they're better than them. I'm sure that's what a lot of them think.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have that superiority complex because you are jealous of them.
Yeah.
And you're trying to overcompensate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy way of life. They don't, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're teenagers and they're not just going to regular high school and stuff.
Right.
It's crazy. So on her way downstairs, she could sense something was wrong. Max and Sebastian were no longer in the living room. The windows were only half covered and the hammer was gone, which is a weird thing to notice that the hammer is gone. I don't know. Because it's
I don't
kind of
like
dark.
it.
So I don't know
like
that I would
it.
notice that. But anyway, she starts yelling their names and Sebastian answers that they're in the kitchen. So she goes in the kitchen and is like, bro, what are you doing in here? Because she only found Sebastian. She's like, dude, you're freaking me out. Like, where's Max? What's going on? And he tells her that he's sorry it has to be her because he liked her the best. And then he says some weird shit about thinking that she was the most like him. And he brings his fist down with the hammer. And I don't know what that means, but I don't like it. Where is he bringing his fist down? Is it on her?
head.
Is it on the countertop? Tell me. Okay, totally off topic, but I'm curious if there's something from your family or childhood that you thought was normal until you were in the real world, like that poop knife story that Robin told me about.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, it's a meme. It's not like me.
Yeah, no. It's
Actually,
the internet.
It's the internet.
Yeah.
And someone was saying basically they had a knife that they'd used to cut the poop in the toilet when it was too big so it would flush. And everybody just used the same poop knife.
And so she got married, or I don't know who it was, but the person got married later or something like that and was like, where's your poop knife? Because they were at their significant other's house or something like that. And they were like, what the hell is a poop knife?
I had to explain to everybody what a poop, don't you guys have a poop knife? No?
No, that's not normal. So anyway, do you have something like that from your
What
childhood?
the fuck are you eating that you have to cut it up? What?
All broccoli and chicken, dude.
I wonder if it's maybe they're on a well and it just doesn't have as much.
That's not a thing. That is not a thing. Your stool should not be so hard that it can't dissolve in a vat of water and chemicals in your fucking septic tank.
No, I think it just wouldn't flush down the
because
toilet.
it's so big.
Yeah, the toilet couldn't handle it.
That's
They have low water pressure.
Yeah, still crazy.
High fiber pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
there's a lot of pressure behind that butthole.
Seriously, that would hurt.
Just saying.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I can think of anything specifically, but I was curious if you guys.
I can't. You can't come up with after the poop knife story.
No.
You got nowhere to go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I should just say insert poop story here.
You started at 11. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, yeah, because I thought mashed potatoes came from a box.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Until I got old enough to go eat at other people's houses. And I'm like, oh, wait. This is what mashed potatoes are supposed to taste like.
That's great. Real potatoes.
Right.
Oh, man, I love it.
You mean everything your mom makes isn't from a box?
Or ordered?
Right?
No, probably not back then.
No, it was Taco Bell or from a box.
Awesome. Well, if anybody else has a story, share it with us.
Tell us your poop knife story.
Yeah. Or, better yet, go read the poop knife story yourself somehow. Google it. It's hilarious.
Tell him Amanda sent you.
It's so wrong. I don't like it.
Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, did you go on without me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. No,
Sorry.
It's great. Okay. We're in Alec's point of view. He's racing around the streets looking for Aline. The streets around him were filled with horror. Demons and dead people or dying Shadowhunters. Houses were burning or had windows broken out of them. Shit gone cray. Alec goes on, like, in his mind, I guess. Like, he's internal monologuing. That he was the only one of the Lightwood siblings that remembered Alicante. They'd left when he was a toddler, but he still remembered the demon towers and snow and witchlight hue that hung over the city, and he always thought of this place longingly, like maybe one day his family would be allowed to return. And he says that to see their city like this was like the death of all joy.
Terrible.
Let's discuss. There has to be so startling to these people who knew in their hearts without a shadow of a doubt that their city was impenetrable. Like,
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that, like,
When something, contradicts something that is such a strong belief. I mean, it's a pillar of your belief system,
Yeah.
And then something contradicts it and you're like, what?
Well, and at the same time, you're dealing with that stress. Impact is the only word I can think of. Anyway, that this happened, but then you also have to fight freaking demons
Right.
to survive. And you're seeing all these people dying and stuff. It's just holy.
It's like when someone takes a shit in your driveway and you're like, I don't know what to do because this is not socially appropriate.
exactly like that.
Totally. That's happened to me several times. Totally.
Okay, I don't.
Like,
what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
right. It's against all social norms. You have no idea how to.
Like, how do you react to this?
Yeah. How do I handle the situation? I don't know.
You get the poop knife
And cut it off like sausages as it comes out.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just terrifying. I mean, I've had like my wallet stolen out of my purse before in public, and that was very intrusive, and I felt just the feeling of having
Jarring.
that happen. Yeah. So I can only imagine something like this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
no thanks.
Word.
Yeah.
This huge lumbering shape makes its way over to Alec, and being the level-headed boy, or opposite of Jace, if you will, that he is, Alec decides to not engage and instead climbs up onto the rooftop. Looking out over the city, the ruined demon tower stood out, of course. Also, Alec is able to hear screams, both human and demon, echoing like a chorus from hell. Then, like a ninja, Alec decides the most efficient mode of travel is via rooftop, and he jumps from building to building, running, letting the cool night air wash out the stench of demons and death.
This is how Jace followed him on his date with Magnus.
Right.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He was making his way to the Accords Hall when he noticed something between two of the houses. Blue sparks.
Shit.
I just think that's a little too coincidental,
I
but
know.
okay.
I like it.
It's
I know.
like unnecessary drama on a TV show. That kind of drama, not Dramen. Top Dramen. Anyway, where you're just like, oh, this is annoying, but like it's how the plot goes.
They have to do it. Yeah.
Alec breaks out into a full-on run and slides down a pitched roof, skidding to a halt at the edge.
Jeez Louise, can you say like, ouch? That sounds incredibly painful.
Right? Well, I'm assuming it's like terracotta. Like,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. There he saw a pack of Iblis demons. I don't know if that's how you say
Iblis?
it. Iblis.
That's how I would say
Okay,
it.
Iblis demons. Human-shaped but made out of coiling black smoke. They were lined up like the Jets in the West Side Story, making their way, snapping in my mind, to this tall drink of water backed against a wall.
Ugh. I'd like to back Magnus up against a wall.
Hey, girl. Alex stared, taking him all in, while he threw blue sparks at the demons, turning them easily to ash. One demon moved to the side and tried to sneak up behind him, and Alec flew into action, jumping off the roof and landing lightly on his feet. The demon began to turn to Alec, and he stopped to think WWWS. What would Waylon say? So, let's hear your selections.
What?
What would Jace say? That's what he's thinking.
Oh.
So you be Jace. What would Jace say?
To Magnus in this moment?
Yeah, jumping out to save him.
Okay. Like, did somebody order a savings? No, that was stupid.
Just thought I'd drop in.
Here you go.
That's great.
Okay, you had to have had one.
No, I didn't.
I don't know, bro.
Okay. I like just dropping in. That's again. You can't go after
that was great.
perfect.
That's title worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alec removes his Seraph Blade and quickly dispatches the demon. The rest of the demons had been killed. Magnus and Alec were alone in the alley. And Magnus is like, did you just save my life?
Yeah, bitch.
And again, he thinks about what Jace would say. Something along the lines of just doing my duty. But instead he says, you never called me back. I called you so many times and you never called me back.
Dude, come on.
But you know that Alec wasn't using a whiny face. His voice was like super monotone and matter of fact. He's like, you never called me back.
Yeah.
I called you so many times and you never called me back. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't compute in his mind. Like, there's no emotion. It's just like, wait, but social customary says that you're supposed to call me back and you didn't call me back.
None of this is clicking.
Yeah.
So, this is a good instance where we get to see the workings of the secondary main characters, is what I'm going to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I could have completely gone along with the Alec kind of being an asshat with the whole Warlock Bane letter. But apparently he's been trying to reach out. When do you think this happened? Like, he sent him that letter, the fire message, which was kind of like Warlock Bane. So in between, like, the last 12 hours, he's been trying to call him?
He says called, and electronics don't work in the city, right?
Right.
So it had to have been before they left.
Yeah.
So.
Weird.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he called him before and, like, just didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
Anyway.
Which is probably where the Warlock Bane thing came from, because he didn't know how to
because
like
he wasn't
navigate
responding.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I guess he just doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Yep, that makes sense.
But then he saw him all sexy throwing blue sparks and he was like, yeah, I gotta have you right now.
Well, he couldn't let him die. He had to find out why he didn't call him back.
Magnus is kind of blown back, telling him that he can't believe that the city is under siege, and Alec is asking about why he didn't return his phone calls. And Alec sets his jaw and is like, yes, that's exactly what is happening here right now. We're having this conversation.
I love it when Alec gets a little bossy. It makes me happy.
It's great.
Magnus throws his hands up, emitting these little blue sparks in exasperation, which is totes adorbs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tells Alec he's an idiot. And Alec's like, you didn't call me back because I'm an idiot?
Jeez Louise, bro.
It's like, get off the literal train.
Yeah.
Make a stop at the next station. Anyway, Magnus says, I didn't call you because I'm tired of you only wanting me around when you need something. I'm tired of watching you be in love with someone else. Someone, incidentally, who will never love you back. Not the way I do. And Alec is stunned. And he's like, me? Little old Alec? You love me? And Magnus is like, duh, motherfucker. Why do you think I've been hanging around these past few weeks? Patching up your little friends and participating in this battle with Valentine. All, might I add, free of charge. And Alec is like, wow, I never thought about it like that. And Magnus is like, yeah, I know. I'm 400 years old. I don't deal with bullshit. And I know when something isn't going to work out. You won't even tell your parents about me. And Alec is like, whoa, you said you were 300, not 400. And Magnus says that he's actually 500, but Alec is missing the point. We are all served a big heaping bowl of disappointment because at that moment, another swarm of demons pops in. Alec curses and Magnus says, way to change the subject. And Alec tells him that if they make it through tonight, he promises he will tell his parents about them.
Oh my God.
That's
okay.
So funny.
Hold on just a second, because where does it say that in your book?
I'll tell you.
How old he is, because in my book, it confirms 800.
I thought it was 7, so that's funny.
Yeah, he says 7, and he's like, well, actually 8, but...
Okay. How funny.
I could also be typoing, so.
Well, because when I listened to it again, I was like, I was like, I knew I had that number in my head from somewhere, because I see a lot of things that it's like, 400, 600 or whatever, because there's a lot of like ambiguity around Magnus's age, because he doesn't really ever say it, but this is the only time that he like was really straightforward and said, I'm XYZ years old. What is this, chapter 10?
Yeah, 10.
You know, it would...
Yeah, this one says 700. I thought you were 300. You're 700 years old. Magnus says, well, I'm actually 800.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it.
Yeah.
What page are you on?
239. So that's different from this, though. Because this says, I thought you were 300. You're 700 years old.
Mine says, I thought you were 300. You're 400 years old. Well, Magnus amended 500, but I don't look it. Anyway, you're missing the point.
How weird. There's 3 different versions.
Yeah.
And mine's the Kindle, so you think it would be the newest.
Yeah, it's probably the newest.
Well, and I know this is the old cover, so I know this is an old edition. And it says 700, and he's like, well, actually, I'm 800. And that is where I got it from, because I remember being really frustrated because like no one ever knows what Magnus's age is, and like I'll see like memes or like, you know, like fandom posts or whatever, and they say like, oh, he's 600, and I'm like, no. And remember when we were watching, there was something that I was watching, and there was like a screenshot of like Magnus's info. Okay. And then I text you and I'm like, this isn't right because he is 800 years old and da-da-da-da-da-da, and that didn't even exist when that was like,
it's gotta be something that she's planning to change or some future stories. Like maybe it's the Bane Chronicles, so she had to change it. None of us have read that.
There was some sort of like, I think along the lines she changed it up to make him younger or whatever,
to fit in some sort of a time frame.
Or maybe mine's not the newest edition. I don't know. You'd think with the Kindle it would be.
Yeah,
but that means that they've changed it more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a newer cover. Mine's the old one.
Yeah, that's not the same as mine.
I don't know.
Maybe mine's that one.
Maybe it's the whole thing you were talking about with editions or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got a map in mine, so
right. Whatever. I'm going with 800 as canon. So
yep, I like it.
What? Anyway, that's all, folks.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's it.
Wait. So weird. We didn't get any Clace in this chapter, and I think it's the first chapter that neither Jace or Clary were in.
No wonder bothered. I liked it.
Yeah.
Right?
I kid. Just kidding.
All right.
Okay, so make sure that you've read Chapter 11, All the Hosts of Hell, for next week's episode.
For behind-the-scenes content and the latest updates, check us out on Instagram at Downworlder podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.